part of, which plan they're a part of, things of that nature. And the next match is Louis Spicolli versus Rick Martel. To this day, we know how he died, but we don't know if it was himself who did it, or if it was a bad prank that went wrong. If it was a prank that went bad. And to be honest, I saw him in an ECW match where he went against Rey Mysterio in a 6-man match. And it's very easy to see why, even though he got signed to WCW, it's easy to see why they didn't use him a lot, because it was hard to know how to use him. He was put in the Boston Crab by Rick Martel, and he submitted. I think it's Tenzon, I'm not sure. Giant had just come out. I think he was part of the NWO. No, he's still part of the WCW. Okay. And they showed a replay of the Giant getting physical with Scott Hall at Starrcade the month before. Gorilla Press Slam, then he hits Scott Hall with a choke slam. So to get back at Kevin Nash for not showing up, hitting Hall with the choke slam, he hits him with his own version of the power bomb. Okay, a few minutes left, so let's see. I like this. Their entrance ramp had a, okay, it was somebody called Tenzon. By the way, I think he's still in New Japan. He goes against, I'm not sure what their name is. O'Hara? With, Sonny Ono. Tenzon goes up to the top rope with a headbutt. Did it very, very smartly too. The headbutt he connected with the cheek to the face. 1, 2, 3. Jericho versus Ric Flair. Made Jericho submit to the figure 4. Main with Jimmy Hart versus the Giant. There's no way he could get no way he could beat the Giant in any form, shape or form. So I know he had to have lost to the Giant, but with a chokeslam, yeah. Hit him with a chokeslam. 1, 2, 3. Steve McMichael versus Goldberg. No doubt about it, he beat him. And Goldberg beat him with a jackhammer. Spear first. Picks him up by his hair. Sets him up for a face lock. It's his hand where he needs it. Jackhammer. With Bagwell goes against Conan. Conan and Bagwell goes against the Steiners next. Irish whip to Conan, belly to belly, overhead suplex coming up with Scott Steiner. By the way, the Steiners were managed by Ted DiBiase. Bagwell made the save. I think this was once again Scott Steiner decided to win it on his own. So he put Conan in the corner to do a top rope Frankensteiner. Connects it. 1, 2, 3. I think the next segment they do is for. Actually, I think they show the match Eric Bischoff had against Larry Zbyszko, where because it was very difficult to hide the foreign object in his boot. It was put there by Scott Hall. Bret Hart knocked him. Then when he put the sharpshooter on Scott Hall, first he hit Eric Bischoff with the right hand. Then put the sharpshooter on Scott Hall. Then he raised Larry Zbyszko's hand. The next month was gonna be Scott Hall versus Larry Zbyszko. Very interesting time right here. I don't know why I was wasting my time with this. It's more important the matches than anything. Scott Hall goes against Ray Traylor next. Scott Hall was really mad right here. Probably because of having to face Larry Zbyszko, plus Hogan not having the title. He goes outside of the ring to get the chairs. I wish they still made these types of chairs. It would cause a lot less head problems. Throws a chair down when he sees Larry Zbyszko come out. There's a mistake on Scott Hall's part. Ray Traylor gets to his feet. Gets caught with the trailer slam. 1, looks like 2, 3. Then Juventud Guerrero goes against the Ultimo Dragon. Gets body slammed by Juventud Guerrero. If Juvi doesn't connect the 450 splash, I'll be surprised. Gets it. Hooks the leg. 2, 3. Scott Norton versus Lex Luger is next. After Bret Hart had a conversation with Ric Flair. Okay. Okay, Lex Luger against Scott Norton is next. Gonna finish this soon. Shoulder breaker by Scott Norton 2. Kick out by Luger. I'm surprised at that. Luger obviously won with the torture rack. Or he got... No. There's a torture rack, okay. He puts Bagwell in once to teach him a lesson. Throws him into a savage. He grabs the chair. Challenges everybody to come if they chose to. Show a replay of what happened in the main event at Starrcade. What happened the night after that. Then they announced that the title was held up, and that's when Sting he dropped the title like he could not get over how they weren't going to let the decision stand. And that was uncharacteristic of him. He took the title, he pushed J.J. Dillon in the gut, and he said, "You got no guts." I remember that because of something Sting didn't usually say. Then he looked at Hogan and said, "You're a dead man." And he hadn't spoken for over a year at that time, 2 years, probably a year. And Tony said, "Sting has spoken. Fans will be back." Next match was Kevin Nash against DDP. It's really amazing when you look at these matches, especially seeing how some of these guys stayed active after the WCW went out of business. You can see how Kevin Nash kept these same tights years after they went out of business. See, he wore these one night at a TNA pay-per-view. Actually, 2 or 3 times at TNA. It's really interesting to see that. Kevin Nash wasn't going to let the disqualification against him in the match like that, or in the segment, so he hit DDP with the big boot. The Giant's coming out to get physical with him. And I fast forwarded a little bit, but it was too fast, so it just ended. So I don't know what happened, but I'm glad to have done this episode. Thank you and goodbye.